Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be unboxing and checking out one of the newest and coolest decks on the market today. This is the Tarot Disassembled by Jennifer Cooper Stidley and published by Wiser Books Red Wheel. It's one of the most interesting decks that I have seen come out lately, and what it does, it's disassembled. It connects to the Rider-Waite-Smith, and it has all the pieces of those cards that mean something, but without the people in it. So there's no diversity here. There's no people in there. I mean, if you want to read it for your friends and whatever they are, like male, female, does not matter. If you want to read it for your pets, your dog or your cat, it's entirely up to you. I mean, any deck works for that, really, but the disassembled, it's just includes everybody, and I just love that whole thought process behind it. Like, just look at the box itself. You have the different pieces of the cards. Like, there's the royalty, there's the king and queens, the grapes, that immediately makes me think of the King of Pentacles, because he's got all those fruits of his labor and he's appreciating them. An upside down mountain, that might be the moon, and those two mountains that are sitting there when the dogs kind of look up and start barking at him. The sun relates to the sun, the moon relates to the moon. You've got the rose, you've got the clouds, you've got everything here. Everything that connects the cards, and each of them means something. So let's get the deck open. Let's check out the illustrations. Make the little snip with my scissors so we can get it open. Got this tiny little piece of plastic right here that seems perfect. We can get a little hole in it and we can see what is in the deck, see the illustrations. And as always, I'll leave a link in the description below of where you can purchase this for your own collection if it calls to you. Yes, you might be like me, you might love collecting tarot decks. I swear I like collecting tarot decks as much as I like reading with them. The different illustrations and everything, they all share different energy, different messages that you might not get from another deck. So we've got the plastic nearly off. Really doesn't want to come out there, does it? There is the back of the box, and it says, with a bright color palette and bold graphics, this unique deck deconstructs and re-examines the traditional symbolism found in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, opening the door for fresh insight into a classic. Tarot Disassembled allows the user to connect with the tarot in a completely intuitive way, free from any pictorial narrative around gender, skin color, age, size, ability, or any other human concepts or constructs. It actually says constructs, not concepts. The simplicity of the symbols makes it a great first deck for beginners, and pros will enjoy unpeeling the traditional tarot like an onion. Discover layer upon layer of meaning in the richness of simple imagery. So that's what it says right on the back. If you're looking for that deck that's perfect for beginners, that includes everybody, that has that diversity and can connect with anybody, this might be the deck that you were waiting for. So Tarot Disassembled, awesome little box right there. Pulls apart. Very, very well made box. You got the inside there with all the different symbols and stuff. You even have the different elements of the suits. You got the cups there, the pentacles, the wands. You've got that there. I don't see, actually, yes, you look right there with that orange. There is the sword. So you have all the elements there of the minor arcana. Look at the sides there. They're yellow. I do not have any deck that has yellow sides. So now I can't say that because now I have this deck. You've got there the title card. And there on the inside of the box right here, it says, the true tarot is symbolism. It speaks no other language and offers no other signs. Arthur Edward Waite. So that quote is over 100 years old by the man himself that wrote the book, The Pictorial Key to the Tarot for the Rider-Waite-Smith, that had it started. I always want to point out, I know it's like other people might not think this way, but the real magic behind the Rider-Waite-Smith, the real magic behind the Thoth Tarot, I believe, were the ladies that drew it. That's what we really connect with. It's not necessarily the words, because it's an intuitive thing. Tarot is what comes out of our mouths, what we see, what we think when we look at the illustration. So Pamela Coleman Smith and Lady Frida Harris, those two women, they were the real magic behind the decks, whereas the men, Aleister Crowley and Arthur Edward Waite, they were the ones with the words. And I will entirely admit, if I ever make my tarot deck, I will be the one writing the book. I will not be the one drawing it. I cannot draw to save my life. Not good, it'd be a stick figure tarot, which, hey, could be really cool. Now that I think about it, that might actually be an interesting thing to do. But, we'll see if that ever comes. I have really talented friends that are really good at art, so they would definitely be the artist behind it. They would be the Pamela Coleman Smith, Lady Frida Harris to my Aleister Crowley writer, Arthur Waite-Smith, probably. Arthur Edward Waite, probably. Okay, enough of me just kind of pretty much just like rambling here. Let's check out the deck, shall we? You've got the title card right there, and we've got the information right there, and it says the Tarot Disassembled deck is based on the symbology of the Rider-Waite-Smith, RWS in parentheses. For those of you new to tarot, the RWS deck is arguably the most iconic and widely circulated deck in the world, and the basis for the majority of modern decks created since it first came out on the scene in 1910. That was over 115 years ago at this point. Like, well, this is 2025, so it would be 115 years, and it's just fascinating how much that still resonates with everybody. Also available and sold separately is the companion Tarot Disassembled guidebook, an in-depth source book for interpreting this deck, which shows how I've deconstructed the tarot traditional symbolism found in the RWS tarot to uncover deeper meaning within the individual symbols. And then it has the little information right there where you can get it, or I can show you that when we're done as well, like when we get through the deck, because I love the fact I had to get the guidebook too. I wanted the guidebook too, because, you know, that's what this is. It's a symbolism, and I'm obsessed with that kind of stuff, learning the different symbology and everything. So that book, I highly recommend getting that if you get the deck. I'll put that link in the description below as well. Okay, we're going to start right out. We're going to go through this deck. I love the color palette already, that bright yellow. Bright yellow to me, you know, think sunshine. There's the sun right there on the full card. You've got that different symbols and everything, but that background is reminding you to feel joy as you embrace that full, you know, and appreciate that day in the sun, making that day in the sun for yourself, taking in an idea and leaping for it. You got the cliffs right there, so you got the mountains, taking that initial leap off that metaphorical cliff. You've got the boots. That boot is yellow, the backpack is yellow, the bird is yellow, so it's reminding you, you know, walk towards your creations, believe in your creations. There's even a wheel right there that reminds you that just because you might be beginning something new, that wheel reminds you that, you know, this is a new chapter. You spin it. It even comes back to the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if the creator of this deck, like actually thought of that when she made that. We definitely have to check out that book I have over here. But that's the connection that I see with that card. The rose, that's the rose the fool has in their hand as they're taking that initial leap. The backpack shows all the knowledge and everything they need, all the tools they have. And there's the dog. The dog reminds you that, you know, you're not alone, to take enough time to like sniff the flowers, you know, feel comfortable, take that caution, like think about what you're going to do. And there's that red feather right there. That red feather, red is passion, red is enthusiasm, red can also be anger and things like that. But, you know, when you take it to a positive side, when you take those emotions and you think things through, feather equals air, logic, you know, the suit of swords, best thing that come to mind there, you know, passion and logic going hand in hand. As you take that leap off the metaphorical cliff, there's the metaphorical cliff, and start that new chapter. So there is the full card. We're going to be here a long time if I keep doing this, so let's try to go a little bit faster here. Let's see the back really fast. Oh, check out that back. The black background with the different colors and the different elements there. Absolutely gorgeous, and you can't tell what's upright or what's reverse. So very, very interesting. Did two cards stick together, or we're in, yes, new deck, two cards stick together because we're looking at the High Priestess there. But there's a card between the Fool and the High Priestess, you know, the fake it till you make it card, as I like to call it, because we don't have all the answers when we take that initial leap. But we have everything that we need to succeed if we feel grounded, if we feel comfortable, and if we know we're confident about what we're doing, and we brace that in magic within. You've got the snake right there almost going around to bite its own tail. Arboros, remembering from the experiences of the past, the ones that have come before us and everything, and taking that knowledge and applying it, you know, again and again and again, following that passion. There's the cup we need. The wand that's not a wand, is it? The wand that we need, the sword right there, and we've got the coin. Do we have the coin? Yes, there's the pentacle. We've got the coin, and we had the table to make that magic happen. There's the flower and everything, a different flower, the rose there, the lily there, reminding us to, again, stop and smell the flowers, enjoy our lives and what we're creating. I'm loving this deck. It's so simple, and like I'm doing it, and I'm talking about it, and it's like so just intuitive, the way that you take everything. And it's like it says, it's diverse. It's not specific about any kind of color, any age, any race, any gender. It does not matter. It connects with you if you're calling, the deck calls to you, and it's giving you that information that you have everything you need to succeed. There are the pillars on the High Priestess, very important part. It's believed that those are the pillars sitting outside the Temple of Solomon, in the Bible, I think it is. And you've got those two, Boaz and Joaquin. I do not know which one's black and which one's white. It doesn't matter to me. But that knowledge and wisdom that comes from the Bible, that comes from all of history, there's actually over 4,000 religions in the entire world. And I truly do believe with every fiber of my being that each one of those religions, each one of the experiences of history have something to teach us and is part of the entire picture, giant puzzle that is humanity and that is life. And you have that kind of just in this card. That's what it's screaming. There's the palm tree. You think of palm tree. It's making me think of Atlantis. Like, that history, if that really occurred, if that was really there. There's the pomegranate reminding us life continues. All kinds of potential in everything. Every single time we are reincarnated, we are here. There's much to learn. We write our own stories right there. That is the scroll. We write our own stories. We take that knowledge with us. There's even the symbol for the tree of life. I believe it's called the Kabbalah right there. And actually, I've looked into that, and that's got all the different pieces of the major arcana there. And there is the different moon phases. So you have that in this box here. I'm not exactly sure what the box is for, but I'm very, very curious about that. So we've got that book. We can learn all about this. The Empress follows the High Priestess in the major arcana sequence. We've got the Emperor and the Hierophant kind of stuck there. The more you work with the deck, the more unstuck it's going to be. And there is that green background again. The blue there, intuitive logic. The green, staying grounded, staying focused on bringing that magic to life and creating the comfortable life and the beautiful life that you are interested in. Venus is in the center right there. There is the success of the wreath right over here, showing that our creative endeavors can lead us to success. You've got the 12 zodiac signs there in the crown that the Empress wears, and there's that pomegranate again, reminding us that we're fertile with opportunity when we learn from those experiences of the past. We've even got the waves of grain. We've got the water and the emotions, because it's something that emotionally fulfills us as we create it. So absolutely gorgeous illustration there. The Emperor keeps going with this beauty that is just so inclusive in everything. It's fantastic. There is that red, that passion, that anger, that enthusiasm, that excitement. I always I say anger, and I don't want to say anger because we don't want to think that way, but we think of emperors of the past, we think of emperors today. There is that war, there is that anger, so it kind of connects with that. The wisdom that comes with age right there with the beard, the Aries symbol right up at the top, and the chair, the throne, saying we have worked hard. The armor that we've had, the experiences that we've had, the mountains and the obstacles that we have overcome, it's all here telling us to appreciate that strong foundation we are. Passion is the name of the game with the Emperor, with that energy of Aries, the leader of the zodiac, and the cardinal fire, saying whatever we want to begin, when we see that strong foundation within, we are all on our own, and we embrace that power and that strong foundation within, then we're going to be able to create a strong foundation that we're passionate about and lead at it. The Hierophant follows the Emperor in the major arcana sequence. And there you have that red again, reminding us passion can also come from wisdom and teachings and everything of the experience of the past. You've got the hand down here. We've got that symbol. I'm not sure what that symbol means. I want to say peace, so we're going to call it peace for now. And there's that lily that was there in the Magician's illustration as well. So that kind of continues to remind us to still find beauty in the everyday and the experiences and learn from those experiences of the past. There's Triple Crown right there. All the people, all the crowns that came before, all the history that comes can give us that knowledge we need to change and transform our lives for the better. The Lovers follows the Hierophant, and there's the snake, there's the sun, there's the angel wings, there's the card stuck to it, and the blue. The blue is the logic there, just like the High Priestess's illustration that had the blue background. I'm a big, big fan of color when it comes to tarot decks and connecting with those colors and everything. I actually have black and white decks too, because they're cool in their own way, but the color kind of gives you a whole new energy that you might not have before. And the blue there, I always kind of think of it as emotion, because we think of the ocean of emotion, and logic, like intuition, trusting that, being calm and collected. And you've got the apples, you've got the fire, what you grow, what you're passionate about, combining together here to make a life that you love and enjoy. And 6 number is self-reflection, shows that ability to learn from the past and love who you are today. So this is about more than just love with another person. It's about finding a life that you love and loving yourself in the process. The purple even, that's balance, that's You know, red and blue, passion and logic coming together to create something new. Seriously, we could be at this all day with the symbolism that is on this deck. It's incredible. I'm like, I think this might be one of my newest favorite decks. I say that with every deck though, don't I? Because seriously, every deck, every illustration gives you something you might not have gotten before. And we've never seen, at least I've never seen a deck quite like this before. It's so unique. It's so interesting. And it's so just relating to everybody. I cannot wait to start working with this deck. You know, if you want a reading with this deck or any of the decks in my collection, then always comment on this video, send me a message, or book one directly on my website, cosmiccrotarot.com, and you can see what this deck has to share with you. You can see what any of the decks have to share with you. I'm way more detailed in personal videos. I'm going to connect with this deck and show you every single symbolism that is in it. Chariot, there's the wheel, take control. Again, Wheel of Fortune energy with that wheel, showing that every opportunity is an experience. Every experience is a lesson. Every opportunity that you find and you work and you even make it happen or you don't make it happen can help you take control and spin that wheel. 7 is the number of overcoming obstacles that stand in your way of success. And when you take that knowledge with you, learn from the experiences of the past that you've overcome the obstacles about, then you can absolutely overcome the obstacles you face moving forward. And check out that weird collar right there. That is so cool because it has the different energies right there. You've got the symbol for Leo right there. You've got the symbol for Libra right there. You had the symbol for Cancer in the center. Cancer is the zodiac sign that is astrologically connected to the Chariot, so maybe that's why it's in the center. Aquarius and Pisces, all right there. So follow your passion. Don't be afraid to show the world what you're made of. Be calm and collected. Be balanced. You know, be fair to yourself. You know, be there for others, but be there for yourself too. Always lead with love in everything you do and have compassion for yourself. You know, think bigger, think outside of the box, be weird, be proud. And the Pisces energy is always trust your intuition. Like, that is so cool that that's all connected right there. And there's that armor too. And it's like white, so it shows that new beginnings and everything, just like that Sphinx and that Sphinx down there that kind of relates to Boaz and Joaquin for the black and white. Okay, you've got so much in these illustrations. I'm obsessed with this deck already, and we're only to number 8. Strength is right here with the lion facing your internal fears or whatever strength means to you. A lot of cards came off there. Got it. There we go. And the color, the creativity, and everything of that yellow is right there. The rose reminding us we have strength. We can bring beauty in our lives. And there's even the white dress, the purity, the newness, the beginnings, and finding that strength to go after it and find success. There's the success of the wreath and the infinity sign that connects back to the magician. Hermit is right here. It's kind of gray, so that's it's the only one we've seen that's gray so far, right? And that gray kind of reminds us there's gray times in our lives. There's clouds that we can learn from, things in our past that you might not want to face, but when we spend that time in solitude and we shine a light within and climb up that mountain of our past, then we can find the light, find the sun, and be able to spin the wheel and begin the next chapter of our stories, which is the reason why the Wheel of Fortune follows the Hermit in the Major Arcana sequence, I believe. And there's that book saying we're writing our next chapter, writing that chapter of our story. That's what I love. That's life. That's how I see life, is it's our own story, our own book to be written. We are the ones writing it. And you've got all the different the characters right here from the zodiac signs, the fixed signs of the earth. There's the Taurus, there's the lion of Leo, there's the bird, the eagle that may or may not be Scorpio. It was the old Scorpio, like the past Scorpio before it was Scorpion, because that made more sense because it's called Scorpio, I guess. And there's the angel wings from the water bearer of Aquarius. And then you have the symbols of Hebrew right here around the sides. You've got the different symbols right here. I'm pretty sure this is like Mercury or something. I could be wrong about that. Again, book. You can get so much information from it. I use like everything. I like the symbology. The symbology is insane in this deck. You don't even think about it when you see the Rider-Waite-Smith and all the different pieces that make up the Rider-Waite-Smith. And yet this deck, you look at it, you've got all those pieces. You just don't have the person. The person isn't taking up the scene. You know, there's the scales for Libra. You have that energy for justice, being fair and balanced, you know, not taking one side over the other, thinking clearly and finding that sort of truth within you. Hangman is patience. You know, you're not hanging from a rope. You're taking the time, and you've got the like stick man there. let's say I've got death right there. You've got the like you're playing what's that game? It's Hangman. That's it. The when you have like a word and you're playing that game and it's like no, that letter's not that. So then you like write the letter down and you draw another piece. That's what that's making me think of. But there's the tree that Odin perhaps hung out in the past to learn all the symbols of the runes, so those knowledge will come to him. You even got that light, that fire, that passion that you're taking the time to think, so that you can untangle the doubt and you can actually go and create the life that you want, beginning whatever that you want to begin, taking action on it and taking the time for that thought process so you can trust your intuition to see where that fire can lead you and find that day in the sun. Death follows the Hangman, which kind of suggests, you're leaving behind what no longer serves you, so you can find that strong foundation and begin creating what you want. There's that flower, and that flower is very, very similar to that flower, that rose right there in the Fool. And you show that's, it's never too late to begin again, to take that knowledge, to put that armor back on, to learn from the experiences of the past and drive yourself forward, creating a new strong foundation for yourself. Look, there's the red feather and everything, just like that red feather on the Fool. So it shows that passion and that logic connecting in order to drive ourselves forward, go over that ocean of emotion and trust that we have everything we need, because we are those strong foundations with the power to create the strong foundations. Temperance is next. Temperance is right here. You've got the angel wings. The angel wings are that passion, and you've got the cups there, applying the old to the new and taking that passion to find that day in the sun. You kind of got the sun symbol here and the sun symbol here. You've got even the legs right here, dipping into those emotions while still standing on ground, so you can take that knowledge and apply it to the next chapter. And what's really, really, really interesting about this illustration, I kind of didn't say a couple like of the backgrounds for a few times, but this one definitely sticks out to me, because that orange to me is enthusiasm. It's excitement, just being absolutely enthusiastic. And I don't know, some people have told me that that's what they love about my channel and what they love about my voice is the fact that I'm so enthusiastic. And I really am, and I'm getting really excited about this deck. Tarot is what I'm most enthusiastic about. It's the thing I'm most passionate about. And Temperance of the Major Arcana is astrologically connected to Sagittarius. Sagittarius is my sun sign, along with a lot of different planets in my birth chart. And Sagittarius is known for being one of the most, if not the most, enthusiastic sign of the zodiac. So that attention to detail right there with the passion, the yellow for creativity, and that orange background right there shows that enthusiasm that lives within Sagittarius and the energy of Temperance right there. So that is really cool. The devil is actually astrologically connected to Capricorn, so it reminds you the devil spelled backwards is lived, and there's no sign of the zodiac, I feel, that can create something that's like proud to live. They know how to live their best lives and things like that, as long as they don't get trapped by that prison, that the chains of distractions and everything that want to hold you back. And then you even have that. And personally, like I'm a huge fan of Star Trek, and Star Trek, that symbol right there, that one right there is actually the live long and prosper symbol that the Vulcans do in the Star Trek universe. I think theirs is actually, no, they do the hand, yeah. Is that it? I don't know if the thumb is like out like that or not, so it might be a different symbol, but that's the first thing that came to mind. And live long and prosper, live your best life by embracing that inner devil, being enthusiastic, there's that orange again, and taking that passion and fire, there's the wand, shooting that wand, learning from your experience of the past, because 1 and 5, begin transforming your life by reflecting on that past, freeing yourself from that prison of doubt and those vices, so that you can create the life that you love and enjoy. So the devil very much connects to the lovers of the Major Arcana for that reason. And that orange there connects back to that Temperance, of taking that knowledge with us, freeing ourselves from the chains of doubt and distractions and vices and addictions, so that we can create the lives we love and enjoy. Yes, yes, yes. Tower follows the devil, reminding us that, if we get stuck in that prison of doubt, but get stuck against those vices and distractions, then the tower can absolutely fall in our lives. And there's even like the guy in the illustration, the figure in the illustration. There we go. The figure in the illustration kind of looks like that hangman energy, the one that plays the game that's falling off. So everything crashes. But see this going up the side? I think that is a Hebrew symbol, but it reminds us that when we fall, When everything seems crashing down, we can begin again. We can clear out the clouds in our minds and we can find that passionate life that we want to live. So it is dark at the time, but there's experience to learn, lessons to be learned, because we learn those lessons as we go. Those obstacles we face, those towers that fall will help us learn those lessons we need to spin the wheel, to take a chance and learn from that past so that we can be the stars of our story moving forward. We can find that groundedness, that focus, that dedication to actually learn from those experiences and find our hidden talents and begin again. There's that green, the water, and everything saying when we get over those emotions, the negative emotions, we can take our star power and find success again. Begin overcoming those obstacles to find the success and wealth and the strength we need to find that success and wealth. So beautiful, beautiful. And there's that orange energy again, enthusiasm. Be enthusiastic about that star that you were born to be. The moon follows the star, and there is the moon. We've got the blue intuition, dreams, subconscious. You've got the red scorpion or the red lobster right here coming up from that ocean of emotion because we learn what we're passionate about. We're going to, even the moon right there looks like the sun almost. We're going to find that day in the sun when we just believe in ourselves, embrace that inner animal, and learn from those towers of the past, those experiences after we've gained our star power and believe in our dreams. The sun follows the moon, and here is the sun, the inner child card, days in the sun, finding our own days in the sun. You have the yellow and everything there, joy, happiness, creativity, creation itself, creating the lives that fill us with joy and everything. Beautiful, beautiful illustration. And there's that feather, that red feather again, showing that we put logic along with happiness and joy and positive emotions and following our hearts, put logic and heart together. We're going to be able to find success with it, with what we're passionate about. We're going to be able to grow our ideas and find our days in the sun and ride towards our destinies, like what we want to achieve. We just need to forgive ourselves for the past. There is the red background of justice. Don't let the emotions hold us under. Find that joy for ourselves. Toot our own horns, judge ourselves fairly, heal our hearts by forgiving the past and letting that fire lead us forward to finding that purity and joy and that heart and that happiness to learn from those experiences of our past so we can and will find the success of the world. And there's those symbols again for the like we saw in the Wheel of Fortune with the different fixed signs of the zodiac, only this time the energy of Aquarius is down here. That logic has grown into something more. We've fixated on what we want to achieve, and there is the hangman dude again right there in the center of the wreath because we found success, and purple, that's red and blue, our passion and logic have helped us to create that success and feel on top of the world. So that is the major arcana of the Tarot Disassembled. Awesome sides and everything, backgrounds. Highly recommend this deck. And like I said, I'll leave a description in the link below of where you can purchase this deck for your own collection. Okay, Minor Arcana is up next, and we have the Ace of Wands, beginning the suit of Wands, and all the different symbols that we have. I like the hand especially right there because it's like, hold on. You have to think this through before you actually take action on it. So that's maybe not the actual meaning of that hand, but that's what my head automatically goes to. As we take that passion, remain grounded so we can grow that passion into something more. Two of Wands, the should I stay or should I go card. And you've got that world right there in the top left of this card. There. And that world shows like that energy of should I stay or should I go? But it reminds you the choice is yours. Whatever you want to do with it. Do you want to find beauty and bring beauty? Do you want to build a fancy castle? Do you want to just let your enthusiasm, help you overcome the obstacles that stand in your way? The choice is always yours. And there's that red cape reminding you that your passion can lead you far. Let your freak flag fly card, as I like to call it. The Three of Wands is my favorite card of any tarot deck because it just reminds you when you begin creating the life that you're passionate about, when you make the choice to follow that passion, help it lead you. There's the path leading you forward with those ships and everything, reminding you those ships moving forward over that ocean of emotion can help you create the life that you want. The cloak is even the same cloak in each illustration right there, but it reminds you that joy and everything, when you create it, when you focus on what you're passionate about, when you follow the road and the path that you are passionate about, you inspire others to do the same. And that's why this is my favorite card of the deck, because it's be weird, be proud, be true to you, follow your passion, and inspire others to begin following theirs. The Four of Wands is a strong foundation card of the suit of passion and fire. It's often considered a card of weddings and celebrations like that. There's like the bouquet, you think of a wedding. And the castle and everything, the fancy place you get married at. But the strong foundation aspect of the Four of Wands like reminds you that you can create a strong foundation that you're passionate about. You only need to believe in it, and you need to start creating it. The Five of Wands is the immaturity card of the suit of passion and fire, showing like other people's opinions, conflicting with their own, and having those fights and everything. You even have the polka dot outfit right here, kind of reminding you it's like childlike, and everybody has their own passion and everything. And that blue background immediately reminds it, like gives me the idea of the advice that the Five of Wands has is don't listen to them. Don't let those opinions matter. Focus on what you are passionate about. Stay grounded and focused on what you want to achieve. And that yellow there and that blue reminds you that logic and wisdom here is going to help you create what you're passionate about and change your life for the better in the process, perhaps. Six of Wands is appreciating the victories no matter how small they might be. There is that green reminding you to stay grounded. There is that cloak we saw in the 2 and 3 of Wands showing that passion has got us here. That passion can get us forward as well. There's the horse even showing taking action on those ideas, and the green there reminds you that, you know, as you're driving yourself forward, remember to stay grounded and focused as well. 7 of Wands is the card of standing for what you believe in, defending yourself from the ones that might not believe in you. And as 7 is the number of the chariot of the major arcana, you even have the feet right there reminding you that you can begin, when you overcome the obstacles and you take control and you fight for what you want and don't let the opinions of others hold you back, you can overcome whatever obstacle you face, not let that ocean of emotion overwhelm you. The 8 of Wands is you've taken that passion, you've defended it, you followed it, and now other people are interested in what you have to offer. There's the 2 arrows relating it to Sagittarius, the centaur of the zodiac that has the bow and arrow, and there you've got the wands and everything. They're going towards their destination. You threw them. There's the house that you started with. There's the grass and everything, showing the groundedness and the potential there with the white and everything, the purity, the virginism, the new fresh ideas that have taken action, that are being created, and finding success with them there because our ideas are blooming. They're being interested. They're being noticed by people that are interested in them. So that's really cool. 9 of Wands, you know, that's the always feeling like needing to look over your shoulder because of experiences of the past. And you have that illustration there. There's the window. You're kind of like looking out the window. Like there's your idea and everything with the experience of the past, and the people might have you doubting it. There's an obstacle. You're going to have to climb that mountain to get over it, to find that success with it. There's even the band-aid showing the experience of the past and how they've like caused damage and the wounds that make us doubt ourselves. 10 of Wands, that is the card of feeling overwhelmed by what you're passionate about. And you've got that yellow energy right there, that creativity, that passion, that sun energy showing that joy that remains when you don't feel overwhelmed, when you let that go, when you ask for help. See all those houses? They're all people that can help you to plant your seeds, to take your passions to the next level. So do not give up. Take a deep breath, set some of those wands down for a moment so that you can achieve one success and then, you know, focus on another success. But just so much happiness and joy there, and everything that you need in that illustration. Like, this is definitely an intuitive deck. That's why we're already half an hour into this video and I'm just getting to the suit of wands and completing it. So I'm trying to like make this a little bit faster. But there is the page of wands. You know, that is the next card after the 10, which easily makes it an 11. That's how you read the court cards. I said that in my last video that showed that, you know, if you see the court cards as the next step after the 10, then you can easily find the number. So this would be 11. There's the bowler hat. It's even gray and everything, saying, you know, you've experienced things in the past. It's time to shed the skin of the past so that you can begin anew, begin being enthusiastic for something new. There's the feather. This feather is now orange, kind of like those fires, which reminds you that this is the beginning of something passionate about, to embrace that inner child and go after your dreams. And even the pyramids and everything right there, that symbology kind of reminds me, you know, to learn from the experiences of the past, to learn from the ones that have come before us. The Knight of Wands has those, the pyramids right there, reminding us to learn from those experiences as well. The horse and everything is red, showing that enthusiasm, anger even, and the not being afraid to take that soldier and create something new, to take those passions, learn from the experience of the past, and go after something new, embracing that enthusiasm. Pyramids continue on the Queen of Wands right here, and that kind of just continues that message of learning from this experience of the past. There's the familiar, the cat, the sunflower right there that was even in the Sun card, reminding you the Queen of Wands. 13 of the court cards has that ability to create a strong foundation. She's the most creative queen of the court, and that passion and enthusiasm, when she has compassion for herself, can help lead and help her have compassion for others as well. And there's even the lion right there, kind of showing don't be afraid. Embrace that strength. Embrace that inner lion to create the life that you love and enjoy. King of Wands has the lion too, but we don't have that pyramid that continued in each of the other court cards. But the lion there, the salamander, the green shoe, reminding to stay grounded. You know, he's got the stories because he's followed all of his passions in the past, and that's made him the masculine leader he is today, because he hasn't been afraid to take action on his passions in the past. That's why other people look up to him, other people appreciate him. Ace of Cups is next, so we go Wands to Cups. There's the hand. There's the hand again. Okay, now that I actually see the second hand, I know it's not just halt and think things through, although that's always good advice, I feel. But the hand is the hand, like the clouds, when you had the Rider-Waite-Smith, where the hand is holding the different elements. There's the hand that holds the elements. There's the cup. There's the dove. There's the cross symbol, like the healing symbol right there, and the clouds overcoming the obstacles and following what is emotionally fulfilling for us. And there is the Hebrew symbols of the water, blue logic and water and everything as well. So that is the Ace of Cups. Two of Cups, emotionally fulfilling partnerships, is right here. You've got the house in the middle and the two cups, and even the water symbol right there that almost looks like Aquarius. So the people that appreciate our weirdness, that might be something that connects us more. And the roses and everything around that passion. So you have the water and the fire right there, reminding connection. The yin and yang, the blue and red right there, connection. Like passion and emotional fulfillment go hand in hand right there. It can help us create something with it. And it's even better when we do it together and we find that person that just makes us feel confident in ourselves and trusts us to let that inner fire lead us, and that lion within, let it roar, and we feel comfortable doing so. Three of Cups is the card of celebrating, with friends and family, the successful harvest, which is why that pumpkin is right there, that grapes, oranges, and everything, coming together. Our ideas are taking fruition. We appreciate all the things we've created, and it's, the people that want to connect with us too. We bring joy into our lives. Four of Cups is the boredom card of the tarot. And this illustration definitely doesn't scream boredom to me, which is awesome, because life is too short and we feel comfortable and safe in our lives, even if it's gray, even if it's mundane and stuff. That gives us the ability to create something new. 1, 2, 3, the cups on the bottom, with that cup right there kind of relates it to the ace. Begin creating the emotionally fulfilling life that we want. Create a strong foundation with it. Because in order to feel bored in our lives, then we have to have to appreciate where we are, have to feel comfortable where we are. And the Four of Cups written there, the tree, and that weird little thing up here is all orange. So find enthusiasm for what we're doing as well. Five of Cups is the card of focusing on what's been lost and not seeing what still remains. And you have that illustration right there. And I like the fact that each one has a window, because it's kind of reminding you that you're outside looking in. No, it's inside looking out, actually. That's how I thought, how I think I see it. But you're looking within yourself, you're sitting outside of yourself, and this is allowing you to take that time to look within. And you see what's been lost, what's been lost, what's been lost. You found that passion, you found another passion, you found that groundingness, and it didn't pan out. So here's the opportunity. Here's the potential that still remains. You see, you even have the red arrow right there. Go after a new passion. Go over the bridge. Forgive the past. Leave that sadness and everything behind so you can create success with it and change your life and transform your life for the better. Six of Cups is next, the card of nostalgia, and you have that illustration right there. So much going on here. The flowers and everything, the little mitten and stuff. It reminds you of childhood. It reminds you of the castles and the foundations and the towers of the past. There is 6 to 7, so I'm good. And you've even got that wand right there, showing learning from those experiences of the past and finding that grounded and comfortability in the present. With the green, shows that passion and fire can take you forward now. You shoot and you aim for the stars, and you create the life that you love, that emotionally fulfills you, by learning from those experiences of the past, not getting stuck in that nostalgia, wishing for the past to come back. The Seven of Cups is the card of choices. And all of these cups are empty and all the choices are around it. So it's like, go through each of these choices individually. Learn from them so you're able to take that choice and begin it. Chariot energy with the 7 of Cups. Chariot energy with the number 7. Overcome the obstacles. Find what emotionally fulfills you and see where it can lead you by leaving behind what no longer serves you. The cloak right here connects back to that 2 and 3 of Wands that we met earlier, showing that passion, letting that passion lead you forward, leaving behind that ocean of emotion to find success and wealth with something new because you've left behind what no longer emotionally satisfied you. 9 of Cups is the wish card of the tarot. And now we have those feathers and we have 3 of them, reminding us that we have the power to make our wishes come true when we take our experiences and learn from the past, which is that 9 of Cups. 9 is the number of the hermit, learning the secrets of our soul, spending time in solitude and connecting with all those experiences of our past so that we can learn those lessons and make our wishes come true in the future. And there's that blue, the curtain that looks like a curtain right there. So you have that curtain, that intuition, that wisdom and everything. When we peek within and we believe in ourselves and take those cups and that potential and make our wishes come true. 10 of Cups is the happy family card of the tarot and definitely relates to that with that green background and everything and the rainbows and stuff. I think this might be the prettiest card I've come across so far. And it kind of reminds you to appreciate all the good in your life and you're going to find even more good moving forward. And I love, love, love the fact that there's no people in this. Like, there's no people in any of the cards, which is what makes this deck so awesome, because it doesn't matter what your happy family is. It doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. It's what brings you joy on the inside that matters. My husband, myself, and our cat. That is my version of a happy family. So it's whatever is right to you, whatever fills you with joy is going to help you find even more joy. The Page of Cups is the child of the court. 11, again, learning from this experience of the past. That orange shows that enthusiasm and excitement. The window is yellow now, so taking that time to look within and what brings us joy so that we can be like bringing it out of the water and out of our emotions into life. The Knight of Cups is the romantic of the tarot. And there is the cup, and now it is orange. Be enthusiastic and let that heart, that passion, that enthusiasm, that inner animal go after what they love and enjoy. Soldier on towards it. The fish is red, just like the fish was red right there. And it's come out of the cup. And it's going after the cup now because it's kind of moving in that direction. But it's letting that emotion lead us, following our hearts and listening to what our hearts are saying to us, listening to what our hearts, the song of our hearts. And that fish, I like how one fish is going this way and one fish is going this way, because it's like you're moving forward to what you're passionate about, but you're learning from what you were passionate about before. So that's cool. Blue, logic, intuition, wisdom is the Queen of Cups right there. You've got that illustration. A lot of times Queen of Cups is the Cancer energy of the zodiac. So it's the mother archetype. It's reminding us, a lot of times we give more attention and love to our significant others, which might be why the cup is like closed here, because we can't find our own joy because we're focused on somebody else's joy. Always seeking out that wisdom and happiness to find for them, that we don't focus on our own. But the Aquarius energy and the wings up here reminds us, fly free of that. Find the joy. The fish is white in this one, so that purity and joy, begin letting our hearts lead. Have compassion for ourselves as well, so that we can find happiness and stack our joys and everything and find that joy that we deserve. And then there's the King of Cups, the masculine leader of the suit of emotional fulfillment. We have that illustration as well, that white cup showing in that what is that called? We're going to call it a wand because I can't remember what it's called right now. It's like what royalty holds. But staff, maybe. But that yellow right there of that creativity reminds us we can create a life that we love. We can transform our lives. We can take our passions and let them lead when we listen to our hearts and let them lead. Ace of Swords is next, and we have that illustration. There is the hand again, the different colors and everything. There's so much to this. And yet, it's so simple as well. You've got the success waiting for you. You have the creativity with the yellow. We have the crown, learning from those experiences of our past, taking that knowledge with us so that we can begin again, overcoming the mountains, overcoming the obstacles, taking that time to look within with the Two of Swords, overcoming the ocean of emotion, taking the swords off of our, taking the swords crossed inside of us, like apart so that we can really trust our intuitions. There is the blindfold and everything telling us to tune out the distractions and tune within. There's going to be heartbreak and betrayal, which is the darkness that is in the black of this illustration. But that heartbreak and betrayal, when we learn from it, I love the energy of this card, because the three swords are not stabbing that heart anymore. They've come out. So it reminds us that we can create something new, create something from the pain. It's important, though, to take that time to rest and reflect from, that chapter, what we've been lost, what might have broke our hearts, so we can see ourselves as those strong foundations in order to begin again. There's the pillow telling us to rest. There is the window reminding us to take that time to look within, to find that strong foundation. One sword down here, the logic, the wisdom, the soldier reminding us of our experiences of the past, and even says Pax right there. So that has to mean something as well. And the three swords up here is reminding us that our futures are what we choose to create. So take that time to rest so we can create what we want, so we can begin changing the internal monologue, so we can find, change and transform our lives from being victims to victors. So there is the two swords down here, putting them down, learning from them so we can change and transform our lives, create the ones we want, overcoming that negative ocean of emotion. Finding time of peace and harmony right here with the Six of Swords. That gray and everything kind of shows life is getting calmer. We're going to leave behind the Band-Aid. There's the Band-Aid from the Nine of Wands, and we're going to move forward. We're going to find that time of peace and harmony right there. Beautiful illustration. Seven of Swords, the Thief card of the tarot. And you've got all those swords right there. And it's interesting too that that sleep mask right there, that blindfold, is connected right there too, like it was in the Two of Swords. Because a lot of times the Seven of Swords, while it does kind of remind you to keep like your possessions close to you, lock your doors when you get out of the car at Walmart and things like that, or even when you park the car at night and you live on like the main roads or something like that, lock your doors at night. Not everybody can be trusted. So that's an energy very much of the Seven of Swords. And you've got the Tower, or the colorful top right there of the circus, so it's in the Rider-Waite-Smith. But the blindfold right there kind of reminds you of the Two of Swords, and there's even two swords down here, which kind of says take the time to look within. You're stealing your own confidence, perhaps. This is the seven of the mind, so the obstacle might be the mind itself that's keeping you from driving your chariot. So taking that time to look within so that you can find what you're passionate about and lead yourself towards it might be the key right here with that illustration. The Eight of Swords is being a prisoner to your own mind, and it's got the rope, just like we did in the Hanged Man, saying that we feel trapped in our lives. We lack having that confidence to find the success because we're letting the past overwhelm us, or we're letting our minds overwhelm us. But if we overcome that mountain, when we find that confidence and that internal strength, then we can move forward and find the success that we deserve. We just can't keep ourselves awake at night worrying about things, learning from this, like there's blood on that rock, which kind of gives you that energy of like the Nine of Wands. You've dealt with stuff. The experience of the past can keep you awake at night and filling you with doubt. You've got all the symbols over here for the different zodiac signs, which kind of says like the years that we've overcome, the experiences that we've had, the different energies we've lived through, and the obstacles we've overcome might be overwhelming us and making us think that we can't move forward, keeping us awake at night and worrying about what the future might hold. Learning from those experiences, though, hermit energy, spending that time to look within and trust our minds, can help us move forward. But, of course, the Ten of Swords reminds us that it's not just going to be easy sailing. I might still want to give up. But this is the Wheel of Fortune energy, so it reminds us to spin the wheel, learn from those experiences of the past, and not be afraid to begin again. 1-0, Magician and the Fool. Beginning to be a fool again and take that experience of the past, overcoming the doubt, overcoming that ocean of emotion, and finding that day in the sun again. And there is the Hierophant. The Hierophant energy right there with that passionate red hand, which, religion a lot of times can fill us with doubt and fear and everything and make us want to give up. But when we learn from it and we're not afraid to begin being fools for what we want, then we can go after our ideas and take those lessons with us and begin the next chapter. Page of Swords is the card of useful knowledge. So all of those experiences that were past are the useful knowledge we need so we can clear our minds, be confident and ready to create what we want next, feeling grounded and ready to take action on our passion and ideas and fly free. The Knight of Swords is the knight that's not afraid of chaos. He thrives in it. And so that's what this illustration kind of shows. enthusiasm with the orange and everything, the sword of truth slicing through the lies. The horse is even looking back like it's in the past, learning from those experiences to give us the confidence we need to soldier on in the present. The Queen of Swords has experienced a lot of pain and sadness in her life, but she is not letting that pain and sadness to hold her back. She's got joy and enthusiasm in her heart in this illustration as well. You know, she's transformed. There's the butterflies, there's the bird, showing she's flying free from that pain. The ocean of emotion is behind the sword because she's left that ocean behind her. She's taking that logic and wisdom and she's going to lead in her life now. The King of Swords is the final card of the suits of the mind. And you have that sword, you had the passion, you had the butterflies in red showing, you know, when logic plays a part, we can definitely create a life that we're passionate about. And look, it's crows. It's crows, yay. And crows, you know, are the ones that can go between the veil, between the living and the not living. So that energy there says learn from the ones that have come before us. Think logically in the present so that we can begin again. We can lead ourselves to not only creating lives that we love, but ones that make logical sense to us as well. The last suit of the tarot in this deck, at least, because I think this is actually how they're all set up, is the suit of pentacles. Earth energy. So it's green right there with the hand, you know, taking that idea, potentially successful idea, and running with it, overcoming the obstacles to find success with it. Beautiful, beautiful illustration. It's so simple yet so intuitive. Like, I'm just rambling here. Like different, the symbology, it's just like you can click on it. You can immediately, you know that symbology, you see it, the things that just speak to you in the illustrations, the things that connect to the other cards and the, like the major arcana, all connects everything together. There's the Two of Pentacles and you can see there like everything's the ships, the water's wavy and everything, but it's balanced. It's telling you to stay balanced, stay focused on what you want, enjoy life, go with the flow of things. So that is a beautiful illustration. You've got the window up there from the suit of cups that we saw in all the cups illustrations, and that weird like marker top. I don't know, that's kind of weird, but it's kind of like it reminds you too that passion is going to take you far when you stay balanced on what you want to create, like when what you're working on in the time. The Three of Pentacles is the card of collaboration with our ideas. So it reminds you that as you're focused on what you want to create, while you're still trying to stay balanced and focused and stay in control of life with the Two of Pentacles, you can ask for help if you need it. Find those ones that are enthusiastic about what you're doing. Ask for advice to bring beauty into life. Four of Pentacles is holding on to your money for a rainy day. And you've got that illustration that just has major magician vibes here, because the black around the cloak right there hides the red in the middle. So it reminds you, if you want to create success with your passions, then it might be important to save your money. You know, there's the passion, like the shoes, like walking towards your destiny. Take these boots were made for walking. That's just what I'll do. So I'll hold on to this. I'm not going to walk away. I'm not going to go buy this new thing. I'm going to save this money so that I can find what I'm passionate about. So that's an interesting illustration there for the Four of Pentacles. This is interesting, because we have the Fool right here. Am I missing a card? Is this like made up, or is it just like really magic? Because there's the Fool. And I'm looking at the Fool again. So and there's nothing missing. It's just an extra Fool. How cool is that? Just randomly in there is another Fool card. So that is really, really cool. And nothing seems to be missing, because we go right from that Four of Pentacles. Fool, I'm going to set it right there and pretend, you know, it lives in the deck. That's really cool. There is the Five of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles followed by Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. There's that feeling down on our luck. There's the Band-Aid again, reminding us that this might be an issue. You know, we've been hurt in the past. We might be hurt moving forward. We might be like Tiny Tim with a Christmas Carol with the crutch. But those Five Pentacles up there reminds us that we can keep going. You know, we can change and transform our lives. When we keep going, we start walking with that knowledge and that wisdom, and we begin again. So beautiful. So much knowledge and wisdom in this deck. So much symbology. It's fantastic. There is the Six of Pentacles, the sharing is caring card. Three on one side, three on the other. There's the balance and everything from Justice, reminding us that it's fair and balanced. Like the hand right there, the comfortable person sharing. The blue hand there, you know, you're taking that wisdom of the past and you're applying that to what you want to create, what you love now, because Six is the Lovers of the major arcana. and self-reflection, so you're learning from those experiences. Seven of Pentacles is having patience with your passions and ideas as you wait for fruition. So there's the, I'm not giving up. I'm still enthusiastic about this. I've already made some money with it, so I'm going to focus on what I want this passion to grow and find success with it again. The blue of the graves and everything, it's like the knowledge. And even this blue line over here shows that intuition, you know, playing a part, not giving up as we're taking the fruits, or waiting for our fruits of a labor to come to fruition. Practice makes perfect. Work harder to work. Don't give up and work on what you want to achieve. That's overcoming the obstacles of the mountain. You know, hammer that weird little is that a screwdriver or something, or a wrench? I don't know. But you've got the different pentacles and everything going up. You've got the houses there. You've got the bench like you had in the Magician, saying like working hard to achieve your goals, not giving up on what you want to achieve. And that practice makes perfect energy right there. It's going to lead you to that success and wealth of the 8, because you found the strength and you've, you know, made it better and better as you went. 9 of Pentacles shows that the hard work, the patience and everything has paid off, because now you're able to buy yourself whatever you want. And you've got the different pentacles over there to show you that you can. And there is the bird in the center. The bird is orange. So you have enthusiasm and everything to focus on what you want to buy, what you want to create, what you want to get out in life. And I believe that's a symbol for Venus, reminding you that you can buy beauty. You can bring beauty in life when you believe in yourself and you overcome the obstacle and the mountain of doubt. The 10 of Pentacles is the generations of family coming together to celebrate. Enthusiasm for that, for sure. And as well as, I've always seen it as a card of like ancestors and the past lives that we've lived as well. So you've got even the dogs and everything right there, saying like you learn from all those experiences. That way you can take that knowledge and wisdom with you and spin that wheel and begin the next chapter, finding groundedness, finding comfortableness, finding balance in everything in our lives as we do as well. The Page of Pentacles, very green, very focused. You've got the passion and everything there with the scarf too, reminding us that as we begin creating something new, as we begin making potential and focusing on what we want to create in these earthly existences, we mustn't forget to have passion with it as well. The Knight of Pentacles is the soldier that is not afraid of boring and mundane work, and you have that cloak that we saw with the 2 and 3 of Wands, showing making the choice to plant those seeds and see where that horse, where that action can take us, you know, soldier on no matter how boring and mundane the work might be. Queen of Pentacles is next. There's the green, the focus and everything, and there is the symbol of the goat right up there, because the astrological correspondence to the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn. You know, that's the goatfish. So goatfish reminds you to be weird and be proud of yourself. Create what you want in this earthly existence. You know, you're fertile with opportunity. Take that knowledge, lead with compassion, and create the earthly existence that you desire. And that brings us to the King of Pentacles with that Taurus bull right in the center, because the King of Pentacles is astrologically connected to Taurus. You've got the crown, you've got the house, or the mansion right there, castle. You've got the hardworking soldier that has put in that effort and work, and you've got that staff that I want to call it, the stick, the pimp stick, I don't know, the wand right there, we'll call it that too. But you've got the fruits of your labor and appreciating all those fruits of your labor. I definitely believe that Jennifer Cooper Stedley is appreciating the fruits of her labor right now, because she has created such an interesting, welcoming, open possibility deck right here that is diverse and open for anybody that wants to use it. This deck is beautiful. The cardstock is extremely well made. Like, they're very, very thick quality. They're very matte feeling too. Very smooth to feel. And I haven't done this yet, so let's do it. And they smell like a brand new book. That is awesome. Speaking of books, let's set that right there. Speaking of books, we have the Tarot Disassembled guidebook. I've got this nice little piece saying what the two, like, from the company, Wiser Books, Red Wheel Publishing, has sent, you know, the different, like, order forms and things like that. We don't really need to look at that. But the Tarot Disassembled guidebook, like, look how detailed this book is. Like, how just thick it is with ideas, thick with information, like the symbology and everything. Let's just flip this over. We'll go with the Fool. Remember, there's 2 Fools in this deck, so that was cool. But you have that right there, because I think that's going to be really easy to find in this, and we'll share the different symbology that it shares. And we can go through the book. Like, I cannot wait to just read this book. I want to read it for cover to cover. I want to learn all the symbology. Maybe finally learn what those Hebrew symbols mean on the different cards that I have that I don't know what they mean. One day I will. Okay, the Fool has the key words of new beginnings, potential, innocence, joy, freedom, optimism, spontaneity, adventure, inexperience, risk, and foolishness. So there's a lot there, like upright and even reversed right there with the key words, you know? Your ideas might be too risky, might be inexperienced to go after them, and people might call you a fool. Can't really have room right here. There we go. And the symbols there, we start at the top. We've got the number 0, pure potential. You've got the backpack and the satchel right here. Let's do that. Yes, backpack and satchel right there. It gives you all of this information, I'd say, for each and every one of the symbols in this deck. That's why this book is... well, that's index, which is really handy, right? The book itself is 267 pages. So, you know, 78 cards, 260 pages. There is so much detail to this book. Boot. The boot is action, journey, travel, grounding, connection to the earth, humanity, and consciousness. Cliff. The cliff is right there. Danger, risks, challenges, jumping off point, threshold, faith, unknown decisions. Dog. Dog is right there, and you have loyalty, protection, domestication, and unconditional love. The eagle is vision. There is the eagle. Yes, that is an eagle. I can pretend that's a crow if I want to, though, right? Vision, divine messenger, expanded consciousness, flight, leadership, majesty, authority, transcendence, astrological sign of Scorpio. So yes, the original astrological sign of Scorpio was the eagle. And then it keeps going, you know, more pages. And something that you might not know, if you get a written reading from me, it comes in PDF format. I will share all of this with you. Every single part of the book that comes up in your reading, if you get a written reading, you will have all of this information. Yes, because I want to be as detailed and give you as much information as possible. Feather is next, and you had that red feather right there. Mountains. Mountains are down here. Rose is right there. Staff. I was right. The staff is right there. Support, guidance, leadership, pilgrimage, solitude, conduit, union of opposites, and magic and healing. You've got the sun, life force right there. We haven't said the wheel yet. Have we said the wheel yet? Do we have more? Yes, we have more. And that first part is the wheel right there. And quick takes. And then it says, like, that's just like the summary of all of this. And it's like 4 pages, right? And it says, just do it. Dream big, create new beginnings, seize unlimited potential, take a leap of faith, make that big life change you've been wanting to make. It's time to release old baggage, approach the situation with openness and curiosity, travel the world and have a yes day, listening to your inner child, do something that scares you, come out, try skydiving or cliff jumping, or adopt a dog. So that's all kind of information, just random stuff, like the takeaway from the Fool. And that's just one of the 78 cards and meanings in this deck. Yes, this deck is incredible. You will be seeing a lot more of it, I swear. Like, I'm so excited with this deck. I'm so excited about this book. This book might be the best part. Like, all that information and symbology, it connects with this deck, and it connects with all the symbols of any Rider-Waite-Smith themed deck that you have, the Rider-Waite-Smith and all the ones that have come before it, because all of those symbols and meanings are in this deck. The Tarot Disassembled guidebook, deconstructing the symbols of the major and minor arcana, along with the deck itself. Right here, the Tarot Disassembled. Cannot complain. I am so excited with this deck. I definitely recommend it. 5 stars, 10 out of 10, however you want to see it. It's fantastic. And look how cool they look together. Like that blue, that logic, and that's what tarot can do. Can help us see through the doubt, see through the issues and everything, and find that clarity to trust our minds and our intuitions to go after our dreams. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, Wiser Red Wheel, for sending me this awesome deck. Like, I'm so excited to work with it. Thank you, Jennifer Copley-Snidely, for creating this deck and having this genius idea and the symbology and everything, for writing this book. This book is so cool. Again, if you want this deck, I will leave a description down below of where you can purchase it for your own collection. Highly recommended. If you are interested in a reading with it, by all means, comment on this video, message me on the socials, or book one directly on my website. All of that information will be in the link in the description below too. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.